Right, what's happening, guys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. I am fresh-faced and ready to go this morning. I can't believe I'm actually managing to get round to my list of jobs. I've been so on it since the start of the year. Get everything in line, ready to go. And we are getting on with things, guys. First things first, I have been very kindly sent some coilovers, a BR series coilover from BC Racing, which we are finally going to fit to my E92. Now this car is a non-EDC because she's a 2009 model, and I am absolutely delighted. A big thank you to BC Racing for supporting the project. These guys have been very patient with me whilst I've been trying to sort out whether I was putting them on an F80 or an E92 or whatever I was doing. So yeah, big up to BC Racing UK for that. This is one of those jobs that I've been putting off for ages and ages because, you know, I was always like, okay, the wheels and then this and that and blah blah and all the rest of it, because next week I'm taking it to Evolve for another little upgrade, which I'm really excited about. We're going to put the suspension on today. I'm going to rock the standard wheels just whilst I'm getting used to it. This kit's really nice because it's a nice compromise. It's not too track focused, but it also gives you a nice ride height for sort of day-to-day driving, which I've been using this car for. It shouldn't be too crashy, nice comfortable ride. I didn't need anything more extreme than that because at the end of the day I use this car as a daily at the moment, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the car rides on these. James has worked BC Racing for a very long time and I've been in his cars and they've all got BC Racing coilovers on, so I knew that they were the guys that I needed to get for my car. I'm going to be learning along as we go. How hard can it be? I watched a few YouTube videos. It'll be grand. Like, do you know what? There's a few how-tos out there, so we'll figure it out. But Latham is very kindly going to help me along the way with this. So it's back to school day, guys. Let's get cracking. Let's get this car on some coilovers. It is a delightful day. I'm actually really grateful for the sunshine. I feel like it's been ages, but it's so frosty in the mornings. It's freezing. I was at the gym at 8 AM this morning, guys. New year, new me, which I know everyone's like, that's bullshit, but I've just got a really bad back now. So I don't know if it's been a positive or a negative, Latham. Got bad back. He's just looking at me gone out as always. There we go, Latham. I told you I got bad back. Honestly.
That's right, I'll carry the box for you.
He's a good man. So we have here our BC Racing BR Series coilovers, which I'm going to get out in a minute. I'm really excited to see these actually. James obviously has these on his car. And yeah, basically it's just going to make it look really nice. Bit of lows, but I think for day-to-day sort of driving, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be smashing it around a track all the time. Haven't actually done it yet, but you know, it's just not the point. It's just a nice comfy coilover for day-to-day. I think they're £949 if you wanted to buy them yourselves. And I'm going to do a bit of a detailed, you know, drive afterwards to see how they fare up to the standard suspension. Yep, right. I'm wandering around and wasting time doing that thing. I'm procrastinating, aren't I, Latham? He's just like, yep. He's a man of many words. Latham has a pet robin. He keeps feeding him and he keeps following him. So just because Latham's down here all the time. You're the bird whisperer. He's actually dead cute. He seems quite tame as well. Have you fed him?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you are turning into one of those like, feed the birds.
Surely, I'm attracting mice and everything.
I was going to say, that mouse that I found in my unit is definitely your fault. My dirty beast. I'm going to do like a nice clean and detail on her when I get her home, just so that she's nice and tidy for the weekend. I've got some lovely Turtle Wax black paint products which work really nicely on it. I actually can't wait. We'll do coilovers, then we'll do wheels, then we'll do plenum, and then once it goes to paint, we'll do the carbon on it last, so we'll have the front splitter, skirts and spoiler on it, and it'll all be mint. I do love this car. I think it's just, you know, when you drive it daily, you kind of forget that it is what it is. It's a fantastic driver's car. It's something that I really do love just sort of bombing around in, but because I'm using, as I said, using her daily, she's just a bit heavy on the old fuel. Here we are. Here are my new coilovers out on the table here. You can see we've got the front shock absorbers here, and then obviously the rear shocks and the rear springs. One of the things about these coilovers, obviously the BRs, like, as I was saying earlier, I don't want anything too mental. I don't need it to be too stiff. So this is kind of like what they call a classic road fill. You can see at the top here with this little knob that you can turn it, so you can have adjustable damping there. So if you want it to be a little bit softer, cool, turn it left. Turn it right if you like it a little bit harder, no pun intended. But the great thing about these is obviously they're full height adjustability throughout the shock and the body, not the spring. They've got a 30 click damping adjustment. That's what I was just showing you up there. Another thing that I do really like about these as well, they are absolutely rebuildable. So if anything ever went wrong, or you had an issue, or I don't know, you bent a wheel and it just messed up the front shock absorber or whatever, they're completely rebuildable, and all of the parts are available separately, so you can rebuild them, do whatever you like. I just think that's good, you know. Ready, lathe? Also, one other good thing, because as I said, this is a learn along video, there are instructions which come with these. So if you do decide to do a little build on your driveway or in your garage, there is help, and there is also videos on YouTube. I suggest, not gonna lie, don't follow this video as an instructional, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Latham's actually just given me a complete complex. I was like, oh, great, let's take some nice photos of me with my new suspension parts. And then he told me that it's going to end up being some sort of deep fake. Why do you always make me nervous?
Just state the obvious, Becky.
Right, let's get moving. Let's get this car up on the jig. It's not a jig, it's just a lift, but you know.
We haven't got lifted yet, Becky. There's a few steps before then.
Is there?
Yeah.
I thought it came out the floor.
Does, but there's some interior panels we need to remove, and if you've got a set of ladders we can do it in the air, or we could do it here.
Okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did. All right, I am jumping the gun as always. They take out the boot panel so we can get to the top mounts up here. Me and Lee think that we're flying because, you know, some people take the wheels off first and then they come back to do this, but we're going to take all of this out first, and then once we get the car up, we'll be flying then, won't we?
Absolutely.
This has got to be one of my more flattering angles. I'm just trying to get at these T40 bolts here, which we need to take out so we can get to the top mounts. But I have I'm trying to like crawl around the car, and my muscles are absolutely killing me from the gym. And I'm aware that I'm moaning, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. We've just loosened this top mount here, so obviously when we put the car up, we'll be able to take the wheel off, and this will be nice and loose, so we can take that out. I'm holding the little spanner.
Oh, you got the little spanner?
I got the little spanner. So we're just taking you on first.
Cool.
Alrighty, so we're making progress. So we have dug out the rear top mounts and we've loosened all the wheel bolts. So we're going to put the car up on the lift now.
Was that a cue?
That was a cue. There we go. Gonna put the car up on the lift now, and we will get to work swapping these coilovers over. Coilovers over. Did you get it? Yeah. He's a good boy. Okay, so we've gone ahead and just taken off the wheels here, and we're just trying to take these bolts out. You can see here, this bolt is the first one that we took out, which holds the hub onto the suspension arm, and now we're just having a go at this one, which as you can see is holding the shock in place. But she's a bit of a stubborn girl, so we're gonna have to put a bit of heat into her to see if she'll move, because it would appear that the impact gun and my muscles are not strong enough on all Latham's. Okay, life update. This old girl has decided to shear off, so we are now just trying to take the arm off, and we'll sort of figure that out once we've managed to get this off. But slight kink in the plan. Okay, so we have been trying to get the bolt out for a little while now, so we're just resorting to kind of heating the aluminium up so it expands, so we can try and finally get this bolt out. But it has become a labour of love, hasn't it, Latham?
A little bit.
Yeah, all good. I mean, I've been busy taking off the front wheels, which took me a whole 2 minutes. Well, this is horrible. You know, all these people, I watch all these American YouTubers, right? And they're in their garages and it's sun-drenched. All the bolts come out lovely. Everyone's having a great time working on their cars. It's all fantastic. Everyone's making everything look super easy. This is horrendous. We've just had, like, Latham has been laid on the floor, like... swearing and sweating, trying to get this bolt that has sheared off out. So we managed to get it out one side, and then... In its
defence, it only sheared off because of how hilariously corroded in it is.
Yeah, well, this is what I mean, but this...
So, yeah, we've chucked a bit of heat at it, and it's still not budged.
No.
So, gonna try and...
What a pain. I can't believe this
thing. Try and get it out with a bit more heat on the bench.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, then we're just going to drill it out.
Delightful. So my whole entire control arm is out now, and this is only side one. We've still got side two to do. Onwards we go. It's not fun working on cars. Don't care what anyone says.
3 days later.
We've just now resorted to trying to drill out the bolt so I don't have to replace the control arm, so I can at least maybe get the coilovers on tonight. This is no reflection on the coilovers, it's just a reflection on the fact that, you know, English cars are lovely to work on. Nice and corroded and lovely, and it's getting colder and colder. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to do a little like flash to when we're putting the front coilovers on and everything is lovely and every bolt comes out nicely. So I'll see you there in the hopefully not too distant future. Okay, so we've ended up drilling it out in the end. We're getting there, but it's going to be on the other side. That's right. My goodness, what an absolute pain in the arse. So, good morning again, campers. This has turned from being what should have been a really lovely simple job, which is nothing to do with the coilovers. They're beautiful. It's my car. Obviously we had the bolt that sheared in the rear suspension control arm. Lovely. We spent like a good 6 hours figuring that out, ended up drilling it out. So that's delightful. And then thought, okay, we're getting there now. We'll put the two rear shocks in, lovely. And then at the front of the car, now the shocks seem to have just got corroded and are basically just completely stuck. Like, it's like they're welded in there. So we're now trying to figure out how we can get the front shocks out. I just think it's UK cars. Like, I think people see this a lot, like everything underneath, like putting steel into aluminium, and it just seems like everything just welds together. So that's really fun. We are going to endeavour to try and get the fronts on today. I really hope that I can kind of get this done and get the car down so I can sort of set the ride height. I'll be delighted once I finally see it on the ground and moving around. But yeah, at the minute I've been dailying the Porsche since this has happened, so bless her. It's kind of sacrilege really, because the roads, I mean, it's not too bad, but there's definitely a bit of salting going out, so I'm having to wash it every single day, which is again effort to the max. But yeah, lovely and warm in the old girl, but I really just want to get the E92 back on the road and just get this job done. So what should have been maximum a 4-hour job has taken 2 days, 2.5 days now. Okay, it's fine. Sorry about the video being late. It's all due to this really. Got nothing I can do. Mechanics do not get enough credit because they deal with this shit day in, day out. Customers' cars welded, corroded together, bolt shearing. They have got patience of a saint. My heart goes out to you. Well done, guys. You know what? You deserve a medal. I mean, the thing is, at this point, there's been about 10 heads that have come in to look at this car to try and get the various parts off it. So they would say that that's the lovely thing about being here, is that there's plenty of people around that are willing to try and help you. Did it work? Oh my god.
Not made a difference.
Is it moving? No. So what do I do now?
The other solution is to take the hubs off
Oh god.
But that's not like
That's not a
that's not
job.
a morning job. That's like
No.
the rest of the day. Get them on a press and push them out. That's where we are with it.
I can't cope with your music this time of the morning as well. It's like I'm in Rainbow in Birmingham and it's like 9 a.m.
See, I
don't know why I'm there.
I turned up with some Stilsons, a lot of hammers, an air chisel, and a blowtorch.
You're very much from
So
Birmingham.
I needed some appropriate music for this morning's activities.
I hate this car now. Why? Why?
There's 3 M8 holding that strut on.
Fuck.
Grubby up the rack. There's still some marks.
So, this appears to be... Yeah, she's well in there, isn't she? She's not going to be coming out. Is this stuck down the bottom and it's just not?
Wow, it's actually stuck further down, but essentially this bit is stuck to this bit.
Delightful.
Because they're both aluminium.
We're going to take the hubs off and then we're just going to see where we get to, try and press out the shock from there and then eventually get the new ones in there. What a delightful job, eh, Lace?
Perfect job for a winter morning.